Hey everybody, I'm gonna wait a little bit and see if we get some people watching before I start talking. I'm gonna kind of walk around here a little bit. Hey everybody, it's Tammy with Earthbound Voices. We're just gonna wait and see if we can get some people watching here real quick. Getting ready to do a live feed before we start our investigation for the night. I've already had some personal experiences going on, just sitting around. They do a haunted Halloween at the jail here, so this is all their Halloween props and stuff. But this is one of the old-time baby beds that you could make from a crib into a toddler bed. It's kind of cool looking. Looks like we got one person watching right now. This is what they call the records room. That's a pretty cool old desk. This is up on the second floor in the residence. This is where they have a lot of their records. They actually have, I don't know if I can get in there to where you can see it, but they actually have an execution docket record from 1895. That is pretty cool. We're not allowed to touch it. That is pretty cool. And then this goes up to the attic. My phone doesn't have lights on it, so it's pretty dark. But this is upstairs in their residence where they had all the bedrooms. Oh, here comes Rick from S.P.O.O.K.S. Say hi, Rick.
Hi, Rick.
They're here with us tonight, so they're going to be helping us investigate.
Yep.
I just now was able to go live. Connection is not the greatest around here. But this is a pretty cool place.
You want to go see Danny?
Yeah, let's go see Danny. I think we got Danny and Larry here, also from S.P.O.O.K.S. Fortunately, Nate was not able to get off work, so hi, Nate, if you're watching. It's going to get really dark here real quick. There's Larry's butt. There's Jim. Say hi. Hi, Larry. Say hi, Larry.
Hi. Say hi. If you are watching Nathan, here's your wife.
Can we turn the light on? There's Danny. She's sleeping.
Pregnant mom.
Pregnant mama, she's asleeping. But these are the jail cells. The doors we just walked through. This is a one-way in, one-way out.
We can shut Danny in.
We can actually shut Danny in. And this actually shuts behind me. So the sheriff would come in. Rick just shut that door. Hey, John. So we shut that door, come in. Then we come into where I'm standing. They would shut that door, put their first prisoner or two prisoners in here, and then the sheriff would actually sit here and rotate this. Like I said, this is a rotating jail, and I apologize for the footage. It's not the greatest. I don't have the best light on my phone, and it's pretty dark in here, but they're pie-shaped. And you have 2-man cells. I'm not going to go too far because it gets pretty dark in here, and you cannot see whatsoever. Let's try to come around this way. But this is what it looks like. If you can see, it's literally from top all the way to the bottom. And that's what the jails would look like. They couldn't see out. they could see out through just these windows. It's not much of a window, as you can tell. But it just literally goes all the way around this place. And this is how they lived. And then upstairs and over here, thanks, John, it is pretty cool. I don't know if you can see that or not, but that is actually where the sheriff's wife would put the food in for the prisoners. And that's how they got their meals. The sheriff would rotate the jail cells, and literally they'd have to just one at a time. That's how they got their meals. So it is pretty cool. Unfortunately, the turning mechanism does not work anymore. So I'm going to actually open this up because I don't want Danny to freak out. So I'm going to open that back up because Rick decided to lock her in there. So I am going to come back out here. And that is the actual turning mechanism. If you can see it. That would actually turn it. So now we're going to go upstairs. Give me a flashlight, please. Is that extra bars in that cell? No, John, they actually, and I'm upstairs right now, so apologize for the darkness. No, those bars were actually all the way around the entire jail system. And like I said, there's one way in, one way out. And it just was a turning deal, and the sheriff would turn it every so often. That's how they got their food. And when they turned it, that's actually how the water But this is one of the women's cells that I'm in right now, upstairs on the second floor. And I think she said this was the bad girl cell. I guess the lady murdered somebody. And this here is how she got her food. So I'm going to close that back up. And I don't know if you can tell, very smart people. It actually was a patent. He sold it, and there's actually 18 that were built, and only 3 are standing that are still in use as museums. There's 6 total that are still around. My understanding from the paperwork she gave us, 3 of them are going to be torn down because of safety issues. So that's kind of sad. But she said there's writing and stuff on these walls, and you probably can't see it real good. Hopefully tonight we'll get a better picture. But this is actual stuff that the prisoners wrote on the walls. So that's pretty cool. And that's another cell over here. And then there's another cell over there. So there's only 3 cells up here. There's actual writing. You can kind of see there where it's indented. But that is actual drawings and writing on the wall. There's an actual horseshoe. So, yes, they did. And we cannot touch it because it will flake off and start coming off. So it is pretty impressive. I'm going to try to go down these stairs. Not the greatest. So this is now going into the residence area. And I think this was the kitchen area. Here, where they've kind of got their little shop set up. And in here is where they had their dining table. And I guess they used to have black snakes actually fall onto their kitchen table. Yes, John, it's only 2 floors. I believe a couple of the other locations, the residents were actually up on top of the cell, the jail. This is the only one I believe is attached to it. This is just a room that they've got with different memorabilia from different eras and different things that happened here in Gallatin. It's a pretty cool place. Their old telephone operating thing. And this is, I think, some like World War I memorabilia. And this is actually a butter churn. And it is balanced. The dates are 1868 to 1893. So that's pretty cool. And then this is a painting where they did some hangings not far from here. So this actually is a depiction of those hangings. Yeah, I wish it was a rock. But the architecture is really beautiful. This is all still original. I believe this before is original. It's all made of steel. The inside is all steel. So it's pretty sturdy. Of course, it's brick outside. That where I came in through that curtain, that actually used to be a heavy steel door right there. But they took that down. But anyway, I think we are getting ready to start our investigation, so I am going to get off of here and hope you all have a good night. Thanks for watching. Hi, Rick. Rick is now watching me. He's here with me. Rick is watching me. He's like, really? Is he? We're trying to find out if he's making fun of me. Is he making fun of me? There's Rick watching me. John Long says, need some of those hanging gallows. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. I'll do a quick walk around the outside here. So this is kind of outside of the jail. And there's, I know it's kind of hard to see, but that's that window that I was pointing to outside the cell. Hey, Jeremy. Is it? Rick says my volume's low, so I'm going to try to turn it up. All right, so here's some more of the jail here. And I'll show you those ports where the sewage came out. And they only did that when they turned the the rotating jail cells. See, there's the port. And that is the only place that the sewage came out. So, like I said, they had no toilet paper, no corn on the cobs, or whatever else they used back then. Because as you can tell, those are pretty small, and nothing would come through them. It would get them clogged, and it would just come right down here and flow into the ground. And then that's the residence from out here. So it is pretty cool. Larry's already heard some footsteps. I've felt some presence around. So we're hoping we get some pretty good activity tonight. There's the actual front of the residence. Yep, just ran out on the ground. You can imagine how that stunk back in the day. And there's a part you couldn't see because I didn't have enough light, but inside the jail, I think it's from the first one when you walk in, it goes 1, 2, 3, I think it's like the fourth cell. That's actually where, hey cat, they actually had where the mechanism was for turning the jail cell. Yeah, EPA. Yeah, they didn't have that back then. There's the book room. But the mechanism also had the pipes to try to keep the smell. But can you imagine being up on that second floor in the women's cells, having all that smell coming up and just smelling that all the time? I can't even imagine that back then. But that's pretty much where the smell went. So, well, I think we are about ready to start. So I am going to get off here. So everybody have a good night, and we will talk to you later. Bye.